Hello and welcome to week 5 in biopsychology. And as we moved into the nervous system, now we're pulling out and looking at the whole nervous system in itself, talking about anatomy and what we'd call the gross motor system, or the larger structures. As we've spent some time looking at the neurons and even into the synapse, now we're taking a look back about the brain, the spinal cord, and the peripheral nervous system. Now, in learning about these systems and learning about both the division of the central nervous system making up the brain and the spinal cord, and the peripheral nervous system, which is all the other nerves, both sensory neurons and motor neurons, there's also the sympathetic and parasympathetic systems, combinations of those that in the sympathetic sense prepare us when we're faced with danger, and the parasympathetic system relaxing us. I think parachute, when I think parasympathetic, kind of like catching us and letting us settle. So that's how I say. And then sympathetic, maybe our nervous system is sympathetic to the fact that we're nervous and we're scared, so it responds. Took me a while to get it anyway. Those are my clues. So at the beginning of the chapter, I actually tell you the story of my early days in psychology with doing animal studies that actually ended up in the destruction of those animals, in the killing of those animals. And animal research continues to play an important part in our lives in psychology and medicine and cosmetics and almost everything that we do that involves potential danger to human beings. It's tested on animals first. What do you think about that? Is it necessary, a necessary evil? Is it, depends on how it's done? Should it just be outlawed altogether? Because maybe we can create, computer models of how beings would respond. All of that. It's a controversial issue. Let's engage the controversy and let's see how people think about that. The quiz actually takes a little bit from what we've learned about the neuron and applies it to a critical thinking question. And that is, right out, what is the advantage of having white matter in the spinal cord? In the central nervous system, it's mostly gray matter. The only white matter that exists within the central nervous system is in the spinal cord and in the corpus callosum, which is the fibrous nerves that connect the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere. What's the advantage of having white neurons? It's a critical thinking question. I'm just going to leave it at that because it's a critical thinking question. The next part is sort of what I've learned over the years of being a teacher is if you attempt to teach something, you get to know it really well. The more times I teach the class, the better I know this material. In fact, way better than studying it is being placed in front of you to teach you about this and kind of know it as much as I can. That's a really, really cool way to learn material. So we're going to take information that is pretty much rote memorization, the functions of different parts of the brain, the functions of different parts of the nervous system, the divisions of the nervous system, right? All those things. And we're going to pack them into a single assignment where you are going to create a video and you're going to teach the parts of the brain. Now, you can do it like this. You can certainly record yourself doing this, but the base expectation is that you create a slideshow, a colorful, well-designed, easy-to-read slideshow. The slideshow, I'm adding these things to the assignment. This is not any different than the assignment. The slideshow should be simple, graphic-based, bullet points about whatever it is you're going to say about a particular part of the brain. There should be consistency. Do not use copywritten images. If there's a watermark on them, don't use them. That means you can't use them. There's plenty of free stuff out there, plenty of free images that you can use. But you create a theme across a number of slides, and then you're going to record a narration. Whether you're using PowerPoint in the Windows world or using Keynote in the Mac world or PowerPoint in the Mac world, you have the ability to record a narration, meaning you set it to record and you can be talking over your slides, and then you can press your space bar or the arrow bar and it goes to the next build or it goes to the next slide, and your narration continues. You could add a voiceover on top of that. You want to do something more fancy and you have a camera and you can, switch out, put yourself in a little box in the bottom or something like that, knock yourself out. But the minimum of this is that you're going to submit a slideshow. Should be for best results, it should be in the original format, meaning you would send me a PowerPoint or send me a Keynote presentation. That's what you upload. It has the audio built into it. And that's the assignment. And here's the other trick. You have to do it in under 5 minutes. I don't want a 20-minute lecture. You don't like 20-minute lectures, so I don't want them either, particularly because I have to listen to the same material over and over. So let's keep it to 5 minutes and below. Speak clearly. Your voice is ultimately very, very important. If you, set your audio system to the highest quality sampling rate that it can, if you know how to set that up and get the crisp audio on top of the video. In fact, audio is more important than video when it comes to teaching content in this manner. And so I don't use my computer microphone. I bought one. I bought a little one. It's a lavalier mic. Has a little amplifier in it to get it ready to work with cameras and whatnot. And I get a pristine, high quality video audio without any interference from any of the environmental sounds that might be going on around me. Very important to do that. So for this week, the discussion is animal research, the critical thinking question on the advantage of having white matter in the spinal cord, and then doing a narrated teaching session on the brain and the parts of the brain. Looking forward to those. I like seeing them, seeing your creativity, and hearing your voices as you explain this knowledge. So have a great week, be well, and I'll see you next time.